Hello, my name is Jason Crabb, and today I'm going to show you how to make one of my very favorite dishes, Spam Musubi. This dish is pretty simple to prepare and makes a great accompaniment to many meals, or can be a meal in and of itself. I'll take you step by step through the process, first showing you the ingredients that are necessary to make the Spam Musubi, and then showing you how to put it all together. These are the ingredients and utensils that you'll need to make your Spam Musubi. Of course, if you don't have a rice cooker, you can always do it the conventional method and cook it on the stove. The first step in making Spam Musubi is to prepare your rice. As I said, I use a rice cooker. I've done this ahead of time to save time, and therefore we have a pan of beautiful brown rice. The next step in preparing your rice is to slice some rice vinegar through it. This will make it stick together better and be able to make form more correctly. So we will splash a bit of rice vinegar there and just slice it through to mix it thoroughly with the brown rice. You just add a little bit at a time and then slice it together like so. So now we have our rice and it's nice and sticky and will create a form. So, this also brings up a good point. One way to keep this from happening is to have a small bowl of tap water mixed with a little bit of rice vinegar that you dip your hands in, and that'll allow you to wash off the little bits of rice. So here we have our loaf of Spam, which we're going to slice into relatively thin slices. And then we've taken the Spam tin and I've cut the bottom off of it so that we can use it for a form. This will press the rice into and then layer the Spam on top of it. Obviously perfection is not required for the cutting of the thing. As long as you retain the bottom edge, you'll just be fine. Be careful, of course, not to cut yourself on any sharp edges that might ensue. So we're going to slice the Spam here. And, so we can get a decently thick slice, but it's really to your preference. And so now we're going to fry our Spam, and we're also going to create our sugar and soy mixture that we're going to eventually add to the Spam and caramelize onto it. So we'll start by throwing some of this lovely stuff in there. You're going to love the crackle. And we'll let that cook for a minute, and then we'll take the sugar that we had there, and we will add our soy sauce to it. It was brand new. I get to open it for the very first time, right here on camera. Alright, so we will add a generous mixture of soy sauce and sugar, and I rarely measure this. I kind of just do it by sight, but it's about a 1-to-1 ratio between the soy sauce and the sugar. And what you're wanting is almost a super saturated mixture of the soy sauce and the sugar. You want it to all dissolve. And to finish that process, what we're going to do is we're going to put it on the stove, we're going to bring it to a boil, and then we're going to let it simmer for a few minutes until we're ready to add it to the Spam. So let's do that here. And get that going. Alright, so now our Spam is frying up nicely. It's nice and crispy. Our caramelized soy sauce and sugar mixture is starting to boil there, so we're going to lower the heat on that, and we're going to gradually add it into our Spam here. We're just going to pour a little bit over each patty. And let that cook down. I wish you could smell this. Oh. Alright, so we let that caramelize down a little bit, maybe lower the heat just a tad. Make sure and get it nice and coated in there. This is almost like a teriyaki sauce, is what it comes out like. So if you like teriyaki, you can actually use teriyaki very easily if you don't feel like making that mixture there, and that is done. Alright, so now we're going to put together the Spam Musubi. First, we're going to take a sheet of the nori, or the pressed dried seaweed, and we're going to lay it down on the cutting board there. We're going to put the form Actually, in this way, on the mat there, we're going to take some of our rice. First, we've got that rice vinegar and water mixture there, which we're going to kind of coat our hands with a little bit so the rice doesn't stick near as badly. And we're going to take a good chunk of rice and we're going to just press it into the form. Again, this is how much rice you use is a matter of taste. You know, you want a decent sized bed of rice there on the form. Wash our hands with the rice vinegar and water again. Now, people obviously have varying opinions on this, but I like wasabi. So, I'm going to take a little bit here and just spread it on the rice. Another thing that I like is the furikake. As I said before, it's kind of a seasoning. Just sprinkle it on there. And then we add our Spam. Just kind of fit that right in on top. Use the fork to press it down. Now we've got our little cake there. We take that, and if you use a little bit of the rice vinegar and water, brush it onto the edge of the seaweed, and it'll stick together, stick all to itself. So there you have the finished Spam Musubi. Usually a tin for me makes about 9 of them. As I said, there's some variants, just extraordinarily tasty, and I can't even resist anymore, so bottoms up. Cheers.